After that emotional game a night ago, the Raptors welcomed in the Los Angeles Lakers without LeBron James and without Anthony Davis. On the second night of back-to-back, you knew it was going to be difficult no matter what team the Lakers threw out there at you. And the Raptors, for the most part of this game, royally struggled offensively until the second half. Problem, though, you're down by 26 at halftime, and at one point in the third, you're down by 34. The odds of you coming back from that, slim to none. Now, I do want to give this team credit. I do want to give this Raptors squad a little bit of credit because they ended up losing by only 9. When you're down by 34 midway through the third, what do you usually expect? You usually expect the team to just kind of fall apart and die and call it a night. The guys battled. They brought it back to 9. You got to give them credit for that. However, the first half was straight up abysmal. First quarter, you allow 40. Right? That in itself is a horrible start. You only scored 28. You're down by 12 after one quarter of play. However, it was 19 at one point. So you found a way to get it to 12. All right. How are you going to do that second quarter? Even worse, and they only scored 28. However, the Raptors offense goes absolutely ice cold. They only score 14 in the quarter. You're minus 14 in the quarter. As I mentioned earlier, down by 26 at halftime. You're not putting yourself in a good situation to win this basketball game. I don't care what the Lakers look like tonight. And in the third, like I mentioned, the Raptors came out and played with purpose. They were down by 34 at one point in that third. Then some switch flipped like, hey, we really got nothing to lose at this point. They end up winning that quarter, 28-22. Problem, though, you're still down by 20 going into the fourth quarter. But in that fourth, the Raptors continue to battle. They continue to fight. They struggle shooting the ball. That was basically what happened all night long. They could not shoot. And they end up winning that fourth quarter 31-20. They only allowed 42 points in that second half. They scored, 59, I think it is. 59 in the second half. So they outscored them by 17. The problem was you were down by 26 at halftime. You got to play a 48-minute game, right? You don't do that, you're not going to win many basketball games, especially when you play that bad in the first 24. Lots of kind of crazy numbers in this basketball game. I'm going to do the team numbers later because there's a few glaring ones that I wanted to bring up. As for the game itself, before I get into all the player stats, OG Anunoby and Montrezl Harrell get ejected in the first quarter. And me being a sports fan in general, I look at that and I'm like, and take it for what it is, and maybe you guys will agree with me. They're so damn soft in this league. I'm not going to sit here and say OG should have stayed in the game, Montrezl Harrell or Dennis Schroeder should have been kicked out. Nobody should have been kicked out of that game. What the hell? I mean, look, Schroeder and OG got tangled up. Did OG kind of lift his leg? Yeah, absolutely. They got up, they had a little scuffle. Okay, that's that. Everyone went to their bench, and that was the end of that. And they decide, no, Montrezl Harrell, who didn't even really touch OG, just yapped his mouth a lot to Gary Trent Jr. So if anything, it would have been Dennis Schroeder, who got up looking ready to kill somebody. And OG, after he did the kind of the takedown on Dennis Schroeder, he didn't do anything. So I'm not really sure why guys were absolutely ejected from this game. I'm laughing because I think it's a joke. Sports nowadays, man, are so soft. Football, you can't touch the quarterback. You do that, they're going to, it's instantly, and passer interference is a joke. That's a crapshoot. Nobody fights in the NHL anymore. You barely see any big-time hits in the NHL anymore. And in basketball, you can't touch a guy without him flopping like a fish out of water like Neto did yesterday. And the moment you do, like we saw today with a couple of guys basically wrestling a little bit, they get kicked out of the game. I mean, it's just so sad to watch. And in baseball, you never see anybody get thrown at anymore. If you do ever, all the batters are like, ugh. Usually you're able to take a hit if you know how to do it. But sports nowadays are so soft. And that right there was evident. Neither player, neither Montrezl Harrell nor OG Anunoby should have been tossed out of that game. It should have been offsetting technicals. Maybe OG gets an extra tech for kind of power bombing Dennis Schroeder. But other than that, come on. It's sad and embarrassing, right? Because they're so shit scared to call a flagrant foul on anybody, right? You see it quite often where it's like, well, it's in between. We'll just call it a common foul and call it at that. But they eject these two guys. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe you guys have a different opinion. Maybe you guys think both guys should have been ejected from this game today. I don't know. That's just my personal take. Let's get to some numbers in this basketball game, though. Chris Boucher, 19 points, 8 boards, 1 dime, shot 7 of 16 from the field. Mightily struggling from three-point range, though. 1 of 6 from 3. And Boucher has not been very impressive lately. Oh, look, 19 and 8 is a great number, and he shot near 50% from the field. I'll take that. The 6 threes that he took, it's a little tough to hear. Same with Pascal. He struggled from 3. We'll get to him in a second. You know, DeAndre Bembry is a guy that I think should be starting for this team consistently. Honestly, guys. I mean, he had 12 points, 5 boards, 3 dimes today, shot 5 of 10 from the field, had 5 steals in the game today. He brings energy. He's not going to drop 20, 25 a night. He's definitely not going to do that. But you don't need that in 5 starters. You have guys like Pascal. Gary Trent Jr. had an off night today, but you have guys like him. Usually you'd have Kyle or Fred going out there and dropping 15, 20 a night. Hopefully Fred getting 20 a night, shooting a good percentage, which has been rare all year. So for DeAndre Bembry, I think he's put a great stretch together. His last couple of games, yesterday and today, he was absolutely stellar. I think he deserves a little run here. He absolutely does. He's played his way into the rotation, in my opinion. Gary Trent, as I mentioned, had a tough night tonight. 11 points, 3 boards, 3 dimes, shot 4 of 15. It was 1 of 6 from 3. So struggling there. But overall, you look at Gary Trent Jr. in his last 3 games, he's been unbelievable. I think the last 4 games, he's been pretty good. And he still scored 11 and had an off night. So I'll take that from Gary Trent. It's going to happen once in a while. Whatever. He's a 22-year-old kid. Someone brought it up. I don't know if it was on Instagram or if it was in the comments, but I saw this. And take this in, guys. If you're still watching the video, I applaud you. Gary Trent Jr. is a year younger than Malachi Flynn. Take that in. Shows you what the potential of this kid is all about. Exciting. Pascal Siakam in this one, 27 points, 7 boards, couple dimes, shot 4 of 11 from the field. That's Malachi Flynn. 7 of 21 for the field for Pascal, and 0 of 6 from three-point range. Had 2 steals and a block in the game. I love Pascal. I love what he does inside the paint. I will say, every single game it happens. When he gets inside the paint, he does a lot of damage. He shot 7 of 21 today. He really struggled in this one. But the 6 threes. For me, he just takes threes when he's settling for shots. And that's what Pascal is not. Look, I'm fine with him taking 2 or 3. If he misses all 3, that's okay. He only took 3 shots. But 6 threes, it's not good enough. I do not like Pascal shooting the 3. Look, if you show me you can shoot the ball 35%, 40% from three-point range, you can take as many as you damn well please. But he does not shoot that. 0 of 6 today. He's been struggling. I don't think he hit a 3 in the last game against the Wizards. He struggled shooting the 3. That's just my take on what Pascal's been like lately. And Malachi Flynn, even with somewhat of an off night shooting the ball, found a way to impact the team. 11 points, 8 boards, 4 dimes, 4 of 11 from the field. He knocked down 2 of 4 from three-point range, which has been a huge struggle for him this season. 2 of 4 from 3, I'll take that from Malachi. And look at the last game, he had 4 steals and 3 blocks or whatever it was. He had 2 steals and a block today. So Malachi Flynn doing a great job in his short time in the, getting significant time here with the Raptors with Kyle and Fred out of the lineup. He's doing a great job. And Aaron Baines, look, we talked about in the last video about how he had a pretty good game yesterday. Back-to-back nights where Aaron Baines has kind of made an impact. He only played 12 minutes. That's fine by me. But he had 9 points, 6 boards, shot 4 of 5 from the field, took 1 3, made that 3. So he made an impact. I'll take that from Aaron Baines any day of the week. So a much better game on back-to-back nights for Aaron Baines. Is this a sign of things to come? I haven't seen enough to have faith in that. But he's been good over the last 2. What we're going to see moving forward, we'll have to wait and see. Quickly through these numbers, the Los Angeles Lakers shot 45% from the field and 45% from three-point range. I've said it all year long. The Raptors defending the 3. If they can't do that, they're going to lose a lot of games. Another team that shot 40% or higher, 45 for the Lakers there tonight without LeBron, without AD. So you royally struggled defending the 3 today. They only shot 64% from the line, but when you shoot that good from three-point range, it doesn't really matter. Raptors, on the other hand, 40% from the field, and get this. They struggled shooting a three yesterday. We talked about that. They shot 15% from three-point range. 5 for 33. A gigantic reason of why you lost this game today. You couldn't make threes and you couldn't defend the three. The NBA nowadays is a three-point driven league. You can't shoot it, you can't defend it, you're not going to win games. The Raptors defense in 2019, when they won that championship, they were top 1, top 2 in perimeter defense. That's why they won the championship. Yeah, they're going to help along the way. I don't care. They won a championship because of their defense. The Raptors right now cannot defend the three, and they're losing a lot of games. 80% from the line for the Toronto Raptors, but as I mentioned, they were down by 34 at one point in that third quarter. They battled back to lose by 9. I'll give them credit for that. But overall, you defend the three well, you shoot the three well, you're giving your team a chance to win. They did not do that today. All right? The next game for the Toronto Raptors is on Thursday night at mightily Arena as they take on the Chicago Bulls. Anybody vying for that final play-in spot, the Chicago Bulls hold that spot. They won today. We lost today. Doesn't help us there. But you beat Chicago on Thursday. Makes things a little interesting. Or, I mean, everyone's all over Tank Nation right now, even with the last couple victories for the Raptors. Oh, Tank Nation must be very pleased right now with this loss tonight against the Lakers. It is what it is. All right, so you know what? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the game today, if you're a Raptor fan, if you're a Laker fan and enjoyed the game, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys, Jay's Edition, very shortly as they lost to the Texas Rangers 7-4. And as for the Leafs, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Totally drawing a blank in the Leafs. Yeah, I think it's tomorrow against Montreal. Is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow, Montreal, 7:30 or 7 o'clock. It's Montreal's the next game. Whatever the day or time, you guys can let me know. And as for our Toronto Raptors, as I've mentioned, their next contest is on Thursday night at mightily Arena as they welcome in the Chicago Bulls to Tampa, our home for right now, which still sucks. All right, 7:30 tip-off there. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.